morning. So today I am filming very early in the morning. I don't know what time you guys will be watching this, but here it is 6 a.m. I actually was supposed to film this video yesterday, but I decided to instead have some wine, do some Christmas decorating. Are you guys decorating yet? Because I am totally in for it now. I never decorate this early. So because I occupied myself yesterday with some other things, I had to wake up early today and film this video. I am such a procrastinator. I know all the other girls already have their videos done and here I am. I am not reliable, okay? I get things done. It's just, you know, at the very last minute. It's just how I roll. Now for today's video, it is another installment of our Nailed It series. If you guys are new to this series, let me just explain what this Nailed It series is real quick. So we get a picture that inspires us based off of the makeup look, and we do have the option of trying to recreate that look or just use it as inspiration and make it our own. Now there is one caveat to this series, and it is that we cannot go out and buy makeup to create these looks. We have to shop our stash, which to me is phenomenal because I have had so much fun doing these. I am pulling out things that I had not pulled out in a very long time, and it is just so much fun. It's also so much fun trying to recreate certain looks. It is a challenge, I will say. It's a little bit difficult, but that does not take away from how fun and how much I've actually been enjoying doing this. It's also really fun to watch somebody else recreate the same look to see what techniques, what approaches, what products they end up using, like what their interpretation of that look actually is. It is just so fascinating to me. So I truly love going to Lexi's channel and checking out her video and seeing her recreation. Now this time around for this Nailed It installment, it is not going to be just Lexi and I. This time we have two other creators joining us, which makes it even more exciting. So let me first talk to you guys about Lexi because again, this is her idea, and if you are new to this, you probably have not heard of her, but I have talked about Lexi quite a bit. So let me insert a picture of Lexi Jong. She is, of course, another YouTuber, and she is just phenomenal. The details that you get from her video is like no other. She is truly unique. You can see the passion that she has. When I say she is detailed, she is very detailed, but in a way that she's very engaging. Let's move on to Elle Feisty. Elle Feisty is her YouTube channel name. Her actual name is Jennifer. I am newer to her channel, but I've really been enjoying her. I actually binge watched a bunch of her videos the other day just because I couldn't get enough. She has this really cute accent and she is a rocket. Lastly, but definitely not least, we have Yadi. Her YouTube channel is Yadi Beauty and she is just amazing. I know you guys, if you have been watching me, you definitely know who Yadi is. Her and I have collaborated several times, and we also have a series that we do together. Everyone I talk about, obviously their videos will be linked in the description box below. Now of course I have to share with you guys what picture we are using for today's Nailed It video, and it is this one right here. So this is an old school Vogue magazine cover. Look at that model, look at her gorgeousness. I cannot wait to try to replicate this. I couldn't figure out what year this was from, but my guess is the 40s, maybe the 50s. So this is going to be our inspiration. As you can see, I hope you guys can see, there is some green eyeshadow involved in this. So I'm excited for it. Apparently a lot of us are really into green eyeshadow, so it makes it extra exciting. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. I need to start applying some makeup onto this face because I'm feeling wet. All right. So first things first, primer. Today I pulled out my By Terry Hyaluronic Hydra primer, and I haven't used this in a while, so let me make sure I shake it up really well. And it's just like this white consistency here. And it's actually really nice. I do like this for when I'm going through some dryness, especially like during this time of the year already where the weather is getting cooler. I definitely need to prep and prime with something that gives me a little bit more hydration. My face gets so red, oh my gosh. Alright, so for foundation today I'm going to use my Chanel Ultra Late Tint Ultra Wear All Day Comfort Foundation. I have the shade BD31. So let me shake this up really well too. I'm looking here at the pile that I have of all the eyeshadow palettes. I pulled out so many. so many. All right, so let's start applying this. I love the scent of Chanel products. The only Chanel product that I do not like the scent of, their cream bronzer, the Soleil de Chanel. Oh my gosh, that I cannot stand. But everything else, I just love it. It's faint, so I think that's one of the reasons too why I don't mind. Always gotta move that nose ring out of the way. Sometimes I forget to move it back. Oh my gosh, this foundation is so good. Now what I probably should have done is look to see what type of foundation they used back in the day, like what kind of finish. My guess just right away was something that was more on the matte side, so that's why I went in with that foundation. For concealer, I'm just going to pull out one that I personally really love. There's no rhyme or reason besides that. This is the Dior Forever Skin Correct. And I use the shade 3N. Is it? Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. For powder today, I'm going to use this one from Hourglass. It is the Veil Translucent Setting Powder. I don't use this very much. This one and the Charlotte Tilbury Loose Powder, I really enjoy both, and I never ever use them. And I don't really know why, honestly. I think I just get, like for me, powders aren't like an exciting part of makeup. So once I start using something I really like, I just continue using that until I'm forced to use something else. I just can't remember if I'm okay with using this under the eyes, so I guess we will see. Oh, it has like this really nice, soft, like brightening effect. Now, I am going to highlight, but I'm going to do a very light highlight. I feel like this palette is, you know, appropriate to be using for today's video. This is like my first real vintage looking product. At this point, I think this is even kind of vintage because I've had this for a long time. Honestly, I should have replaced it during the Sephora sale because this guy here is quite old, so I hope I don't have any type of reaction using this. So I'm gonna go in first with the highlight, and I'm gonna use my powder brush from Surratt just because I don't want there to be like an emphasized highlight anywhere. I want it to just be a nice radiant glow, but on the high points of my face. So that's why I think using a fluffier brush, a bigger brush like this will probably be better for the type of look that I want to do. So you see, it gives a really nice glow. It looks very natural, so I think this is perfect. By the way, this one's called the Filmstar Bronze and Glow Palette. I'm also going to use the contour powder from here as well. I don't know, were they big on bronzing back in the day? I feel like if anything, contouring was more of a thing. I really should have done more research on this. So now I'm hoping we do another look that's similar to this sometime soon because I am going to be more prepared for it. So do a little bit of contouring. And I want it to be kind of soft, so that's why I'm using another soft brush. This is the Surratt Cheek Brush. Perfect. This guy is so good. They actually came out with a mini one as well. I think that was like $30, but I want the one with this packaging. I think I'll keep this though, because this is actually my very first Charlotte Tilbury product I ever bought. I did pull out a few blushes. I want to say she's using more of a pink blush here. It's kind of hard to tell, but that's my guess. So I pulled out, what did I get? All right, so I think this one I'm just gonna cross out now. I don't think that they use something that's like this shiny. This is the Nars Orgasm. Oh, I always forget that blushes swatch very crappy. But there's that one. It's just a little bit too shiny for what they might have used. I do have this one from Chanel. This is the Rose Petalent, the 330. I love this color. Hopefully you guys can see that. All right, maybe I'll use that one. I also did pull out this one from Lawless, but I think this one's too mauve-like. This is the shade Vintage Love. Ah, but it has a word vintage. I didn't even realize that. That's how that looks. Now I want to use it because of the name. That's that one. So what if I mix these two? Why not? I'm actually going to go back to the brush that I used for my bronzer, and I'm going to dip a little bit into here. These pick up quite a bit of product. If the product is soft, it'll pick up quite a good amount, but these brushes also really help blend. And some of that 330 from Chanel. It is 330, right? Yeah. And I'm just gonna apply it back here. I feel like based off of the picture, it doesn't look like she has blush coming all the way in. So I'm gonna try to just stay back here some more. That turned out to be a pretty color. Okay, and I can't help myself. I always have to do the bridge of my nose, like no matter what, just a little bit, just a little bit. All right, so that is where I am with blush. If I need more later, we can always add some more, but for right now, I think that looks good. I did run some concealer over the top of my lids, but I don't like to prime with concealer, so I need an actual eye primer. So I'm gonna use my Fenty Beauty eyeshadow primer. Before I go in with the eyeshadow, I am going to do my brows. I'm just going to run a little bit of brow gel. This is from M Cosmetics in the shade Espresso. Based off the picture, it doesn't look like the brows are a huge part of this look. They just look very simple. They are very light. So I'm just going to run a little bit of this. Hopefully I don't darken them too much. Now for eyeshadow, and you guys, the palettes I pulled out. Hold on, let me see if I can hold these up for you to see everything I pulled out. Hold on. Okay, we're gonna go through all of these. Now, last video, I feel like it just took me forever to go through them, so hopefully I can make this a little bit quicker. My goal is to find the perfect green that matches this picture. So let me actually pull it up for myself again so that I can try to figure it out. So to me, this is a green eyeshadow, but it looks more like an emerald green. So that is what I'm going to try to find. Now, she also has what appears to me kind of a light golden, maybe closer to a champagne shade on her lid that also runs into the inner corner and under her bottom lash line just a little bit. So the palettes that I pulled out, some of them have a color very similar to that, but then while I was going through my collection, I came across this caviar stick from Laura Mercier, so I definitely want to use this. I may end up incorporating another shade to use along with this, but I definitely want to use this one. This one's in the shade Metallic Taupe. It looks more like a champagne shade to me. We will be using this. Really my goal at this point is to find a good green eyeshadow, so let's see. All right, so the first palette I have here is this one from Giorgio Armani. This is the I Quattro 4 Creamy Powder Eyeshadow Palette. The shade is 6, which is Incognito. Okay, yeah, no, that's not going to work. This is the shadow here. Okay, so I can cross that out pretty quickly. Okay, I also pulled out Jungle because I was thinking maybe this shade, but I think this is a little bit too dark. This is more of a forest green. So that's that one right there. So no, I want to use this again. Oh my gosh, it is such a beautiful palette. Then I also pulled out this palette from Rare Beauty, but this one's too shimmery, the green shade in here. It's also more of a like olive, like golden shimmery shade. Oh, such a pretty shade. I honestly, guys, bought this palette for this shade. By the way, this is the Magnetic Spirit palette. It's really pretty. I only used it once during an Instagram tutorial, so I haven't pulled it out again, but it was nice. It performed pretty nicely. Okay, so another palette I have, this is a newer one to me. This one's from Scott Barnes. I also already did a video on this. This is the Glamazon Snatchel #2 palette. And this has this shade here that looks really nice. I'm not sure if it's going to be the right shade. It's called Date Rate. That's how that looks. Okay, let me actually swatch this one because I think this might be a contender. Oh no, I don't know. Maybe not. It's that. Okay, I'll set this one on the side for the maybe just in case I can't find anything that's better. There's this one also. This one's from Give Me Glam. It's the Vintage Rose palette. And they have this shade here called Aged Rose Stem. This palette is so beautiful. I bought it last winter, I think. And I was like, oh my God, this is a perfect summer palette. And did I pull it out during the summer? No, I did not. So I'm pulling it out now. Look at that green shade. It is so beautiful. Let me swatch this. Oh my gosh. This is a true green though. This isn't gonna... Wow. The pigment in this is so pretty. Sorry, I keep going off track, but I feel like that is just way too green for this look. So in this case, the Scott Barnes one makes a lot more sense. Wow, that is such a beauty. This is the first palette that I immediately thought about when I saw this look. It's the Natasha Denona Gold palette. I actually thought that this shadow here was going to be a little bit more on the green side, but this is more of a teal shade. Ooh, that looks good though. Definitely a contender. And this is the Golden Land palette. That is how it looks right there. And I'm looking at this shade. I'm gonna swatch this one too, just to see. Yeah, maybe not these. Let's see. I should have swatched a little bit better. Okay, no. Definitely not. So we can cross that one out as well. And then I do have another Natasha Denona palette. This is the Metropolis palette. This guy right here. And this actually has this shade. It almost looks like Python. This one's called Royal, but less chilly, more greeny. So this one here, I love touching the formula of these eyeshadows. It just feels so nice. So that's how that one looks. And let me swatch this below Python. Oh, this one's definitely more green. Oh, such a beautiful shade. So it's that one right there. I actually think it might be too bright. So maybe Python. You know what? I think I'm going to mix Python and the shadow from the Scott Barnes palette. Hopefully that turns out okay. So now that we decided on that, I'm going to first go in with this Caviar Stick from Laura Mercier. And I'm going to apply this. Oh, let me see. I just wonder, it's just really hard to tell if that's just like an eyeliner or... It almost looks like it's an eyeliner. Okay, you know what? Let me just go ahead and set this down as an eyeliner just so that I know. I don't know why. Honestly, I just want to apply this first. And according to me, this is spot on the shade that she has on her lids. And she definitely has it in her inner corner and then on the inner portion of her bottom lash line. And it's a pretty large portion. Something like that. Okay, so now I'm just gonna grab a little synthetic smudger brush. This is the K-Beauty 204. And I'm gonna start blending before this dries out. Sorry, it just occurred to me to zoom you guys in some more. I accidentally applied a lot of this onto my lashes, so it's gonna be fun trying to cover that up. I'm pretty sure I'm going to need this again after I apply the other eyeshadows. Because I'm sure I'm going to get some of that green onto this. So I'm thinking, since I'm going to... Let me look at this picture again. What I think I'm going to do is go in first with Python. And just kind of start applying this as a base on the lid, and then I'll start blending it upwards. Then I'm going to mix in the other shade from the Scott Barnes palette. So I'll pick up a little bit of Python. I'm using my Wayne Goss number 19 brush. Just go here on the outer portion of the lid. And whatever's left. I wasn't paying attention to the camera, so I don't know at what point it stopped filming, but I grabbed Python from the Metropolis palette and I applied most of the pigment on the outer portion of the lid here. And then whatever's left, I'm dragging it over the rest of the lid. I'm just gonna be here for a little while blending. Now let's move on to mixing the two shades. So this is from Sephora. This is the Precision Crease brush, and I like this because it's tapered. So I want to use the tip of this brush to create the shape, because in this picture the shape is very circular, so there isn't a lot of blending in the edges. I'm sure there is, but it's very minimal. So I'll probably go in with an even pointier brush just to do a little bit of blending on the edges. But this I want to use to, again, shape the eye a little bit. So I'm first going to dip into the green shadow from the Glamazon palette. This one's called Day Rate. And then I'm also going to dip a little bit into Python. It's actually not as circular as I thought it was. It looks like it goes higher here inside, and then it kind of starts to dip, and then here there's like a oval shape. So let me try that. All right. Like, I don't know if I should be probably looking straight, right? Well, because she's looking up. All right, let me just look straight. Ah. Right now, more than anything, I'm just trying to focus on the shape. She definitely has it like right under at the eyeball. All right, so I feel like I need to do something in here. I think I went in too high. I don't know what I did, honestly. So I have a clean brush here. I'm just going to start blending, bringing this in a little bit. So I'm blending on the eyeshadow. I'm not necessarily blending the edges at this point. Again, I still want to keep this shape. I just don't, oh my gosh, I have like no faith in this look anymore. Okay, I just definitely went up there too high. So let me try to clean up this here with some eyeshadow. Okay, I think that's a little bit better. That fixed it a little bit. I'm gonna leave it alone for the moment. Let me move on to the other eye. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with my clean brush and blend. Okay, they don't look even, but you know what? I'm just gonna leave it alone. Let's just leave it alone. I don't want to mess it up some more. Okay, let's see. There almost looks like there's some kind of like gradient in here, like I don't know. I want to say it's almost like a gray shade. I'm not sure, but I'm going to use a gray shade. So I'm going to go in with a brush that I was using to just blend the eyeshadow in here. This is the Wayne Goss. No, that's not the one. It's this one. It's the Classic Crease from Sonia G. And I'm going to pick up some of this gray shade right here. This one's called Portfolio. I just want a little bit, and I'm just going to lightly just kind of go in here. Alright, I don't know about this. Okay. Okay, I'm not sure if that was... It doesn't look bad, but I don't really think that this necessarily was what occurred when this makeup look was created. But you know what? I'm just gonna go with it. Let's just leave it alone. I just applied a little tiny bit. Alright, so back to my Laura Mercier stick. And I'm gonna make this eyeliner a little bit thicker. And then I'm going to blend these edges so that it starts going on the lid a little bit more. Alright, so I'm going to put this dark teal shade away. I feel like this is turning out a little bit too teal. I don't know if I'll be able to really fix that at this point anymore. So I'm going to go back into Day Rate here. And I'm using the Sonia G Flat Definer brush. And I'm just adding some to the tip of this brush. And I'm going to use this for the bottom lash line. I'm going to try to add some more of that shadow here. Since I used it, I am going to go back into this gray shade Portfolio just to very, very lightly blend this edges. It also looks like the waterline has a little bit of a golden liner. So I have this one from KKW Beauty in the shade Yellow Gold. This might be too yellow gold. Ooh. Okay. So I'm just gonna go ahead and apply it in the waterline and see what happens. Okay, it doesn't look bad. Actually, I'm going to just very lightly tap over that Laura Mercier Caviar stick. I'm literally just tapping. Yeah, I do feel like I look a little bit ridiculous. Not gonna lie. I'm gonna take this little brush here. This is a rougher something something, number 3. Just to blend this bottom lash line. I think I need to leave the eyeshadow alone. This is it. This is as good as it's gonna get. Let me just step away from it. So let's go ahead and finish off with some mascara. It looks like in the picture she has her lashes very defined. There isn't a lot of mascara applied there. So I think this one from Hourglass is going to be perfect. This is the Unlocked Instant Extensions Mascara. And I'm going to add this on the top and bottom lashes. And I definitely want to try to lift up the lashes from the center just a little bit more. They're almost like doll-shaped lashes. Alright, so now for lips, it looks like she has a light pink lipstick. Immediately I thought about this one from Clé de Peau. It is the Cashmere lipstick in the shade 514 Enamored. I think this is from their holiday collection. So I'm just going to go straight in with this. It doesn't look like her lips are super defined or anything. So I'm all done. I am not happy with how this came out. I feel like I had the right idea, but I couldn't make it work for me. I couldn't. So, you know, it's all fun and games. It's okay. I legit feel like a clown right now. I do not like how this is looking, but oh well, it is what it is. What do you guys think? Did I nail this? Let me put the picture back up here and you guys tell me, what do you think? Did I nail it? Alright, so I hope you guys had fun watching this. Do not forget to go check out Lexi, Jennifer, and Yadi to see how they recreated this look. I really appreciate you guys taking time out of your day to watch my videos, so thank you very much. If you did enjoy this video, please make sure to give me a thumbs up, and if you have not yet subscribed, do not forget to subscribe so you do not miss out on any of my future videos. Thank you guys so much for spending some time with me today. Until next time.